Hi everyone, and welcome to Music Theory with Lorna Katz. This is the fourth video in a series of educational music theory classes as being taught during our virtual rehearsals with the San Diego chorus of Sweet Adelines International. This video not only highlights what we learned during that lesson, but it also goes into more detail. Today, we will be exploring more of the basics, part 2 of time signatures. Compound time signatures. Let's take a look. During our last lesson, we went over simple time signatures. These are time signatures where the beats generally divide into two equal parts. Today, we will be looking at compound time signatures. Compound time signatures. In compound time signatures, the divisions of the beat can be divided into three equal parts. An example of this time signature is found in the song, "We Are the Champions" by Queen. If you would take a look here, in the time signature of 6/8 time, and if you recall, the lower number tells you the type of note that counts as the beat. In this case, it is in an eighth note. There are 6 beats to a measure, meaning that there are 6 eighth notes to a measure. If you were to sing the chorus of this song, you can feel that there are 2 distinct beats per measure. When subdivided, there are 3 pulses to each beat, totaling 6 pulses to each measure. If counted in this fashion, the stress is on pulse 1, with a strong but lesser stress on pulse 4. If counted in this fashion, the stress is on pulse 1, with a stronger but lesser stress on pulse 4. For example, counted as 6/8 as 6 eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would be in this pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you were listening to my clapping, you will notice that the pulse on beat 1 is stronger than the pulse on beat 4. If you were to sing the song and everyone knows the chorus, give you 6 beats for nothing. We are the champions, my friends, and we keep on fighting till the end. There is another way of counting it. If you notice that this can also be divided into 2 separate beats of 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Which means you don't really need to count those smaller beats. We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. Like in simple time signatures, the lower number in compound time signatures tells us the note value being used. Like in this here, like I said, it was the eighth notes is counted as a unit of measurement. And the upper number tells us the number of beats in a measure. There are 6. Sometimes music in 6/8 will go too fast, where counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would not be feasible. In this case, the conductor might subdivide it into 2 separate larger beats. This is where it goes 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 1, 2. That's how usually a subdivided beat would be counted. How is 6/8 time different from 2/4? Well, the answer lies in the subdivision of the beat as shown below. Notice that the accent signs, also known as greater than signs in math, are on the stronger pulses in both the compounds measure on 6/8 and the simple measure of 2/4. Here it is here. The stronger pulse is on beat 1. This is also a strong pulse, but it's going to be less than the first pulse in this measure. Same goes with 2/4 time. The stronger beat is on beat 1 and also on beat 2, but to a lesser degree. Here is a list of compound time signatures followed by a list of simple time signatures for comparison. Compound time signatures. Let's go over these. We hadn't had a chance to really go over it in our lesson with the San Diego course. For 6/8 time, the unit of measurement of the beat are eighth notes as indicated by the lower number. The number of beats per measure is 6. If subdivided, it becomes 2 larger beats, 2 sets of 3. The 3 is indicated here by a dotted quarter note because a dotted quarter note equals 1.5 beat. However, there are 3 eighth notes to a dotted quarter note. In 6/4 time, the unit of measurement are quarter notes, as in this 4. There are 6 quarter notes or beats per measure. If they were subdivided into 2 separate beats, it would equal to 2 dotted half notes. Within the dotted half note, they have 3 quarter beats. And since there are 2 dotted half notes, it equates to 6 quarter notes. 9/16. The lower number states that the unit of measurement are 16th notes, and there are 9 pulses per measure. If subdivided equally, there will be 3 beats per measure. Then the unit of measurement will become a dotted eighth note because there are 3 16th notes to every dotted eighth note. I know this is a lot to take in, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes very simple. We will go now to the 9/8 time. Unit of measurement here is the eighth note. There are 9 pulses to the measure. If subdivided into 3 equal parts, the beat note is therefore a dotted quarter note, which equates to 3 eighth notes, or 9 total eighth notes in the whole measure. 12/8. The unit of measurement again is an eighth note. There are 12 eighth notes in the measure. If subdivided equally, there will be 4 larger beats per measure, and the unit of measurement would then become a dotted quarter note. Within each dotted quarter note, there are 3 eighth notes. Then there would be 4 of these barred eighth notes, which equals to 12 pulses or 12 beats in a measure. 12/4. The unit of measurement here is a quarter note. There are 12 quarter notes or pulses per measure. If subdivided equally, we would have 4 beats per measure. The beat note would become then a dotted half. Within this dotted half, there are 3 quarter notes. And because it has been subdivided into 4, 4 times 3 equals 12, there would be 12 pulses within each measure. Comparing this to simple time signatures, as in compound time signatures, as I mentioned before, they can be subdivided into equal groups of 3, whereas simple time signatures can be subdivided into groupings of 2, such as 2/4 time. There are 2 beats per measure. The unit of measurement is a quarter note, such as this note here. There are 2 quarter notes per measure. And if you were to subdivide the beat, there would be 4 eighth notes. And so on and so forth. If you look down the chart to 2/2, which is cut time, 3/16, 3/4, 4/8, 4/4, or common time. These are all simple time signatures. There are many songs that are written in compound time signatures, but the most commonly compound time signature being used is being 6/8. I provided a short list of YouTube links that you can listen to. House of the Rising Sun by Animal. There is a house in New Orleans. There is a house in New Orleans. And then we've got Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls, Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley. If you were to visit these links and listen to the music, you will hear the 6 pulses in the music and also the 2 large beats that make up these 6 pulses. Note, most people will mistakenly think the rhythm of these songs are in 3/4, which is a simple triple, but they are indeed in 6/8 compound time signature. In 6/8, there is an alpha pulse and a beta pulse, with the first pulse being stronger than the second. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Today we went over compound time signatures. We also did a comparison from last week's lesson of simple time signatures against compound time signatures and what are the differences. If you want a copy of the handout for today's lesson, simply go to the description of this video and there will be a link to print out a handout. If you want to be notified about future lessons of music theory with Lorna Katz, subscribe to my channel. Our next lesson will be on key signatures and the circle of fifths. Until then, bye for now.